A beautiful route snakes through the black rocks of the Dariali Gorge. As you leave Stepantsminda and cross the river Chkere, a spectacular view of Mount Kazbegi and the Holy Trinity Church will open up in front of you. As you continue north, you will travel along the banks of the river Tergi. After the fall of the Soviet Union, this river was the site of mass baptisms, as local Moldavians were able to freely express their religious beliefs once again. Moldavian is the name given to the people of the historical Chevi province, currently Kazbegi. The ancient village of Sto can be found down an unpaved road to the west, approximately 6 kilometers from Stepantsminda. This historical location can be accessed with an off-road vehicle and provides a scenic detour. As you continue along the gorge and pass through a mountain tunnel, you will come upon a whitewashed niche containing a cross used in religious ceremonies. Mohavians fast on the holiday of St. John the Baptist and attend a service in Nachereti Church, visible on the mountain ridge to your right. The following day, September 12th, prayers are dedicated to John the Baptist at the whitewashed cross, and cattle are sacrificed to break the fast. After a few more kilometers, you will reach the village of Gveleti, situated on the left bank of the river Devdoraki. This region has been inhabited for millennia, and Gveleti is renowned for the archaeological finds made in 1882. The important collection of late antiquity and early medieval age treasures includes jewelry and pins, and is now preserved in the Hermitage Museum in St. Petersburg. If you look across to the right bank and into Devdoraki Gorge, you will see a heart-shaped lake, appropriately called the Lake of Love. Cross Gveleti Bridge and proceed along the left bank of the river for another 2 kilometers. Here you can take footpaths to 2 impressive waterfalls. The bigger one is known locally as the Bride. On the walk to see the waterfalls up close, you will come across the ruins of a rectangular tower surviving from the late Middle Ages. Follow the asphalt road north again, cross the bridge, but do not pass through the tunnel. On the left side, you will see an icon of St. George in a special recess. This icon was blessed by the Patriarch and transported from the Holy Church of St. George in Mileti. If pilgrims are unable to reach Mileta Church, they can instead pray and light candles at this icon. A short walk down into the valley to the right, and you will find the spring of Iliko, flowing through the wall. According to legend, when enemies invaded the Dariali Gorge, they took control of Queen Tamar's castle. This castle was strategically important to the local Moldavians. When invaders entered the gorge, a fire would be set on the tower, starting a communication chain of fires across the mountains. Yet, despite a hard battle, the Moldavians could not retake the well-fortified castle. Since the castle could not be breached by force, the Moldavians called a group meeting and, after a long discussion, decided to return to the castle by stealth. The leaders of the community were sent to negotiate with the invaders and presented a local woman as a peace offering. However, Iliko was actually a beautiful man dressed in women's clothing and a headscarf. He entered the castle accompanied by gifts of oxen, food, and 10 prize warriors. The enemy commander accepted these gifts and held a feast to celebrate with the guests. When the feast was over, the commander went to the bedroom where Iliko was waiting. Suddenly, Iliko took a sword and cut off the head of the commander. Then he gave a sign to the warriors to open the gates for the Moldavians, who were hidden, waiting silently around the castle. The plan had worked, and the castle was recaptured. The victorious Moldavians returned to the valley along with the captured enemies. On the way, they stopped at the spring. Iliko, who had fought with the enemy, washed his bloody hands and face, which gave the spring its name. There are other legends and tales found in Dariali Gorge. One of the true stories concerns the Guards of Dariali. Georgia declared independence from Russia, and the Russians responded by sending in armed forces led by the Georgian commander, General Sasha Gegechkori. When the Russian army reached the Dariali Gateway, Georgian warriors from Chevi met them and blocked their path. A brutal fight began, and 30,000 soldiers from the 11th Army were killed. Their names can be found in Brothers Cemetery at the entrance of Vladikavkaz. But only 3 Georgian lives were lost in the battle: the soldiers Kavtarashvili, Tsikraori, and Topadze. Another fighter, Luka Gudushaori, was wounded. The sniper, Chopikashvili, shot the commander in the leg, resulting in amputation. Gegech Kori was known forever after as the Wooden Leg General. The heroism of the local troops was noticed by a soldier from Imereti, who famously stated, "At first we triumphed, Mohavians and then Georgians." The Russians regrouped and entered Georgia via Derbeti. Once they had taken the capital, they sent a message to the Mohavians, informing them that the Russian flag was flying over Tbilisi. As you continue your journey along the gorge, you will pass the river Devdoraki on your right. This river becomes a raging torrent in summer, swollen with the melting ice and snow in spring rains. The force of the river brings down huge rocks from the mountain, visible on the riverbed when winter comes. As you exit the canyon, a picturesque view opens ahead, and you will see construction of a monastery complex dedicated to the archangels Michael and Gabriel. The work has been ongoing since 2005 and will include 12 churches made from red stone from the village of Kobi, about 20 kilometers from Stepantsminda. Also known as Father's Monastery, it is a symbol of a Christian state and God's protection, and greets those who cross the Russian border a kilometer away. This is also a good vantage point to see Queen Tamar's castle, strategically situated on a ridge on the far bank of the river Terki. This is the same castle mentioned in the legend of Ilikos Spring. We hope that you liked our stories, and now you can explore and enjoy the amazing nature surrounding you.